What is going on, YouTube? This is Fascinating Graveyard on this blustery, windy, humid, warmish morning here in Pensacola, Florida. I'm on my way out, but before I left the state of Florida, I must stop by and pay my respects to the one and only Peter Thomas. Now, most of you guys, without reading the title to this video, wouldn't know him by his name, but you would definitely know him by his voice.
All homes have a history, which includes the memories, hopes, and dreams of all who have lived there. But this home, in a quiet, upscale neighborhood in suburban New York, held something more. In a steel drum, stored in a crawl space, was a secret that someone had hoped would last a lifetime.
And of course, he is the narrator for one of my favorite television shows of all time, in my top 5, and that is Forensic Files. A very, very distinctive voice. Let's do a quick rundown of Peter Thomas's career, amazing career. He was born June 28, 1924 here in Pensacola, Florida, and early on he got involved in radio, announcing and what have you. He had got his first job at a local radio station here in Pensacola, Florida. He would do like the little commercials or what have you. Later on, he volunteered. He joined the United States Army in World War II. He received several awards, including 5 battle stars. He received the Bronze Star and the Purple Heart. You know what the Purple Heart means? Means that he took a wound. He got shot or something happened to him. Could you imagine if he would have never made it out of World War II? Who would have been the narrator for Forensic Files? And let me tell you something. I cannot imagine anybody else doing it except Peter Thomas. So after he gets out of the military, he comes back. Him and his wife, they move to Memphis, and he is the star of a comedy show called The Unhandy Handyman. That's kind of odd. Never heard of that show. Gotta look that up. So after that, he gets a job in New York in 1951, being the television anchor for the local TV news station out there, where they would film from Grand Central Station. So he worked out there for about 10 years or so. And he, because of his voice, he just started getting more work. He's done plenty of commercials. He's done Coca-Cola, IBM, Exxon, Burger King, ESPN. He's done narrations for television commercials, for music videos, even political commercials. Let's hope that he only worked for the good guys. But then again, at the end of the day, are really any of them good? Well, at least the less evil side. Let's just say that. So he's done narration for a couple of PBS television programs, Nova and Nature. But of course, I know him, as you know him, from Medical Detectives and Forensic Files. Most definitely. He received the International Television and Radio Lifetime Achievement Award. That is the award that he said he was most proud of receiving. And he passed away April 30th of 2016. And let me tell you, he was working, doing narration right up damn near till his death. And this guy was a workhorse. This is his grave right here. This is Peter Thomas. He's buried next to his wife, Stella. And You know, it's so funny. I came to this cemetery, right? I came to the cemetery, and there was a guy, he was doing landscaping. I said, hey, can you tell me where the grave of Peter Thomas is? And I'm totally expecting him to say, oh, he's right over here. Let me show you. And he didn't even know who I was talking about. And I went into the office, and I asked him the same thing. I said, hey, can you show me the grave of Peter Thomas? And she's like, okay, but nobody said, they're like, oh yeah, the guy from Forensic Files. Yeah, this is him, guys. Fantastic, fantastic. I watch Forensic Files. Forensic Files, American Justice, Unsolved Mysteries, Medical Detectives, all those shows. I can rewatch them over and over and over again. And in my opinion, him, Bill Curtis, and Robert Stack are the three greatest, you know, at least crime show narrators, or just narrators in general, of all time. And the reason what makes this guy so great at what he did, particularly on Forensic Files, because on Forensic Files he had a different tone, a different accent, if you will, in the way he spoke. And the reason why he was so great is because he sounded like anybody else. He didn't have this gravelly low voice. I mean, his voice just had that kind of low but very clear, concise. Every word he said was just, you needed to listen to it. He didn't have an accent. I don't like any accent. I don't like foreign accents. I don't like domestic accents. If you have a Boston accent, I don't like it. If you have a New York accent, I don't like it. If you have a Southern drawl, I don't like it. I like, when I watch programs, when I watch, you know, people speak or talk, I like plain, everyday, West Coast, Midwest accents. And this guy just had, he had no accent basically. His accent was just, there was really no accent. And sometimes people will say, hey, you should, you know, you could do a narrating TV show maybe. I don't feel that way, and I'm absolutely flattered when people say that. But this man, that voice, you know, I don't sound like him. I sound like me. I don't think too many people sound like me. But if I were to ever get any kind of job like that, I wouldn't want to sound like Peter Thomas or Bill Curtis. I love Bill Curtis as well. And Robert Stack, of course. They just, all these three guys, they all have that, they just have their own voice, and it just doesn't sound like anybody else's. So I thank you, sir. I in a sense, you know, kind of grew up watching Forensic Files, and I was so glad when my mother moved out of that building that we lived at in Hollywood, because the building wasn't wired for cable TV, and we moved down to Koreatown to a new building, and you can get cable there, and we moved just in time to get cable. And guess what television show started as soon as we moved? Forensic Files. Forensic Files started, I believe, in April of 1996, and he died just about, I believe, a week after the first airing of the episode. A lot of good memories. I watch Forensic Files all the time. So rest in peace to Peter and Stella Thomas. Just a voice that, even though is no longer here, he will always be on Medical Detectives, Forensic Files, whatever commercials you want to look up. And don't forget about those PBS shows, Nature and Nova, and all the other stuff he's also done. He's also done some other documentaries that escape my mind right now. But thank you for many, many years of entertainment. Only you would be able to do the voice on Forensic Files. And I want to give a special thanks to that dog on the other side of that fence for not barking. Thank you for not barking, doggy. Because if you'd have kept barking, I was going to have to order some propofol from Amazon. Guys, just kidding. I am Lamont at Large. Check out my other channel, Lamont at Large. I'll put it in the description box, and I'll pin it in the comments. This is Fascinating Graveyard, and this is why I do this channel, just for graves such as this. Have a blessed day, guys. It's a beautiful day here in Pensacola. I'm out of here. I'm heading west. Where am I going? I don't even know. Peace out.